Hi everyone, Sailor Pluto here, Sailor Underworld Trista here, and today we're going to talk about My World Stills a World. Now, Pluto or Underworld, some folks, many folks, offshooted it and said that it was too small to be seen as one of the sundry worlds in the Milky Way starway. And you wonder, how can a world be small and still be a world but not be a world? And the only thing that they got right was, yeah, it was a small world. That was it. That was the only truth they had. Beyond that, it was their thought and belief. You know, but Pluto or Underworld, my world, is still a world, even if it's a small world, and I don't care what anyone says. I mean, everybody has a right to their thought and belief, and I do care about that. But they can't tell me that, oh, you can't say Pluto's the ninth world anymore. Yeah, I can still say that it's the ninth world or not, and no one's going to stop me. The freedom of free speech, you know. And I'm not one of those folks that's worried about losing their good name or their good standing in the wisdom followership or whatever if they go back on what they said. You know, and everyone thinks, oh, well, you got to take their word on it. No. The folks that came up with my world, Pluto, or Underworld being small, well, first, God made it small, so they had nothing to do with it. And the ones that came up with the belief that since it was a small world, it could not be the ninth world, that's their belief. And they're still man-like, woman-like beings, you know. So no, I'm not going to uphold their belief that Pluto or Underworld is small, so no, it can't be a ninth world. In my eyes, it's still the ninth world. And guess what? There are many other smaller worlds and in Milky Way Starway too that's offshooted to fifth between worlds and in Milky Way Starway instead of 9 like we started out with. You know, I'm not the folks at NASA. I'm not the folks that came up with the oversight that, oh, it's a small world, so it can't be a world belief in their mind. No one's going to take away my stead in outer room. No, it's not going to happen. And if it pisses off some folks that do back up that belief, or that was the ones that came up with that belief, or B, the ones that uphold the belief that these folks came up with, and they don't want to go back on anything. These folks are stubborn, when it comes to that. They truly are. They're worried if they go back and they say, oh, well, it's a small world, but it's still a world, and it's still one of the worlds in the Milky Way Starway, they'll be worried that folks won't onlook them anymore, that they'll lose their onlook, and that, yeah, well, something, I don't care. My world is still a still world. It's still offshooted in the Milky Way Starway. And if you can't handle it, that's too bad. And then on top of that, there's folks that say, oh, well, you shouldn't be in the Milky Way Starway anymore. Well, you shouldn't be a sailor fighter anymore because your world lost its rank. My world did not lose its rank as the ninth world in the Milky Way Starway. Did not. Some folks want to say it did, and some folks say it didn't. And I'm saying want to say it did not. So no, I'm not gonna, folks making films and kicking me out of the kicking me out of sailor fighters, or saying wisdom's against you. The only thing that wisdom got right was, that Pluto or Underworld was a small world. But beyond that, that was more of a belief after that. I'm still one of the sailor fighters. I always will be one of the sailor fighters. And my world is still a world. Yes, a small world, but still a world. And still is the ninth world. And I still a sailor fighter, sailor keeper, or whatever you want to call it. You know, and folks saying, no, you can't call it the ninth world anymore. Yes, I can call it the ninth world if I want. And no one's going to stop me. You know, I'm not breaking it. I'm not doing it. You know, I got the right to freedom of free speech here. And I got the right to my fodder belief. And yes, I'm still a sailor fighter too. Still the elder sailor fighter. And, you know, for someone whose world is small, I have some very strong might that goes along with it. Yeah, I'm the keeper of the door of room and time. So at the end of the day, Pluto or Underworld, still a world, still the ninth world. Yes, I said it. And I'm not worried about anyone out there who is unhappy with that. I'll see you all later.